Nice to meet you.
Nice to be back.
I've seen you before.
Yeah.
You have the talk yesterday
yeah.
your travel, and of course Elvis is also involved here in this thing. And
Can you not?
what?
Can you not do what you're doing?
No, I don't need it anymore.
Can you go pick that up, please?
No, somebody will pick it up.
Can you beat out someone?
No. Well, I think it's
really nice.
No.
Do you know where this is going to end up?
No.
Probably in a river and then in the sea?
Yeah, in the sea.
So if I tell you that there is an island made of plastic trash that's floating in the Pacific Ocean that's the size of Central Europe, what will you say?
Far away.
It's far away. What if that plastic then washes up on the shores of Albania, at the beach in Doris or Flora?
I live in Germany, so...
Have you ever spent a vacation here? Have you heard of the beaches of Albania?
The beaches of Albania.
What are the beaches of Albania like? Are they beautiful? Yeah? Yeah? Are they beautiful if there's plastic lying around there? No? So what does this man have to do with the beaches in Albania then?
Well, don't make me feel bad. I mean, I'm just doing...
No, I'm making you feel bad right now.
I just do what everybody does.
So shall I do it too?
If you have one. No, okay.
Did we solve the problem now?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's great. That's sustainability, everyone. We just throw our plastic everywhere and then, you know, that's fine.
The topic is sustainability. Can you pronounce it?
Sustainability.
Yeah, how can it work if you cannot pronounce it?
Right.
So what is that? Why is it? What should we care?
What is sustainability? That's a big question. Technically, it literally just means to leave the world at least in the same state as you've entered it, or even better. Now, that seems quite abstract. Let me put that a little more simple.
Okay.
Let's say you enter a room. Let's say it's an Airbnb or a hotel room. Or let's even say maybe it's your friend's apartment. Your friend asked you to watch their apartment over the night. They said, like, yeah, you can stay at my place, it's fine, over the night. I'm not going to be there, but you can stay at my apartment. And you leave again the next day. How are you going to leave that apartment? What is it going to look like? Are you going to trash the place? Are you going to, I don't know, piss on the floor, just leave it there? I don't know, turn the water on, let it run everywhere, flood the apartment? Are you going to leave your trash everywhere? Are you going to leave your plates that you used, not wash them, just leave them somewhere? What do you think your friend is going to say when he comes back? Is he going to be happy about it? Would you do that? Would you just trash your friend's apartment without cleaning it afterwards? This is literally what we're doing to our planet right now. We've entered this planet and we're trashing it. We leave trash everywhere, we pollute this planet, we make it dirtier than it was before. We make it happen that this planet is getting hotter and hotter. We've got these summers now where it doesn't rain for 4 months straight. That's not normal. It didn't used to be like that. We made that happen, and that's not a good thing. And it's technically our responsibility that when we leave this planet, which for some of us might be sooner and others it might be longer in the future, but when we leave this planet, we have a responsibility to leave it at least in the state that we found it, and not worse. That is sustainability.
I've read in American national parks, they have those wonderful trails and they have the sign, and I had it for a long time. Take out what you took in. That makes sense, doesn't it? Even to me.
It does make sense, and it's not that difficult. I mean, everything that you brought somewhere, you can also take away. But then, this is not only about trash, this is about many things. I mean, first of all, it's not just the problem that people leave trash somewhere, the problem is that we produce this kind of stuff in the first place. Do we need this? Do we actually need this? When was the last time that you said there was no alternative to this thing? Think about it. When we had lunch out there today, did you need these? Why did you need those? Yeah, all right, okay. So this is literally the only way that you can take food from the buffet to your table, right? There's no other way to do this. What would be another way? A paper napkin.
Yeah, paper, because we know that this is a plastic. So
Yeah.
environment being more and more polluted every day.
Yeah.
And what are we doing about this environment? We are not keeping it as clean as it should be.
Yeah.
I think that we are the number one that we are endangering our environment.
You're not the number one. There are a lot of countries out there. A lot of people out there.
And all of the people are responsible for their things.
Yeah.
Because at the time that you are conscious, you have to try to do a different thing.
Definitely. I 100% agree. Yeah. The problem really is, it might sometimes seem like this is not really your problem. I mean, if you leave the trash somewhere, somebody's going to clean it up, right? Just like Gerd just said. Somebody's going to clean it up. And then if it ends up in the ocean, what do I care? Now, we've talked a little bit about tourism here. And what do you think is the number one reason why people come to Albania? Why tourists visit Albania?
Well, Albania has a lot of beautiful cities, a lot of beautiful castles to visit. Albania has a lot of things to visit, and these are important about other tourists, let's say. But we have that, and we are not caring so much about that. So all we have to do is to start caring about our natural resources or about all of the things that nature has gave to us.
Yes. Perfect. I couldn't say it any better.
Well rehearsed. Well rehearsed.
Yeah, so did we rehearse that first? That was good.
Okay, maybe Elvis wants to make a few comments about that.
Yeah, it's very, I mean, I feel not good for that because we are, but thank God we are not yet Travel Life certified. We are partner yet, so we have to improve still.
Okay.
So, because it's really, I mean, we are the first, the only company yet for the time being Travel Life, but I'm sure, and for your information, Travel Life is an international organization where those speakers were organizing this event, yearly event in Terceira. So this is we are the first one because we think that this sustainability it's very important for our future. Of course, in the environment aspect, it's very important for all of us because it's something we see every day, and we live here. But we are not alone because we have tourists to come. But no matter, I mean, it's for our own eyes. That's not good. Huh? For our own health, it's not good. So let's take care for ourselves then, and then we think about tourists. So that's a double obligation in a way. Yeah? So let's clean ourselves because we are living here. We Albanians, not the others. Then we have to show a sign of integrity in the eyes of the others. I mean, we should start with cleaning ourselves first, and then tourists will find us clean, and that's a very good thing. Another thing is about sustainability. It's not only environment. This is the environment aspect that we were discussing. I feel very. I mean, I don't feel good when I see this situation, because it's every day happening in Albania with plastic, because people don't think too long. They want to finish some things, and they want to eat and take plastic and use plastic, but they can find other. I mean, we need to use something, but we can find alternatives, which are a lot. Huh? So we have to open our mind and think a little bit different. All of us.
Do you think that it's only the possibility of the consumer, or
No,
what about the situation, like for instance in hotels?
That's why I want to go to sustainability as a concept, which is comes different in Germany and different in Albania. So we are in a phase now that sustainability has three pillars. The first one is social, the second is economical, and the third is environmental. The idea of sustainability in my mindset and what we want to discuss all together is that we have to tackle, and we are focused at the time being on the social aspect, because we do believe that through education, which is part of our society, we should start there from the kindergarten and up to our grandfathers to educate them how to use plastic. Do we need it or not? So all has to be to start from the bottom up, to educate ourselves. And this is a big thing for our country, for our society to discuss. And then talking about other things, which is getting skills is important, but I mean, let's start from education. That's why we are focused on social aspect first. Because we know that if we tackle the social aspect, which is where education is included, we can improve much, much faster than we do it day to day and talks and media and all these things. So it has to be fundamental to build the fundament of a long run, not strategy, but lifestyle in a way. So that's why we need you to get involved and to be part of this change. This is a change, and I'm happy that I see many, many young. I mean, we are 80% young audience here, and this is incredibly great. I mean, that is what we wanted. And this is what we have achieved. I mean, and we have a panel in English, which is also with Gerd we discussed. So we have a lot of English speakers, and that's so.
At the end of the conference, I've learned.
You learned the word sustainability. Yeah.
Is that topic part of school?
Yes. So Simon came here because he is an internship in our company. So he came for his degree from Aberystwyth University to protect his thesis. And to be honest, Simon is exceptional for what he did. We talked, and then I also told you, with Simon we exchanged 2-3 mails, but also with his fellow, I mean Nina, Pia, and Gonzalez also. We exchanged 2-3 emails, we made the plan, and we met after 6 months. And when they delivered the job, it was just amazing. I can tell you that, I don't want to blame anyone, but if you see their homework or what they did in Albania, it's something that none of the professors in Albania could build. And this is for you, and it's ready in our office, and you can check and you can see that. It's an amazing job, and it's all about society. It's all about sustainability. It's all about having a plan to improve for the future. Am I right, Simon?
I guess you are, yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually kind of a message that I want to put out there in this context, which is, I'm still pretty young. I mean, I'm in my late 20s now, and most of you here are really young, as Elvis has said. And when we talk about sustainability, no matter whether we talk about climate change, whether we talk about plastic waste, whether we talk about the pollution of our rivers and the oceans, it's so easy to point the finger and to feel guilty. I could just stay up here and tell every one of you, hey, when was the last time that you ate a bag of crisps or chips and you took the plastic and threw it away? But did you produce that plastic bag? Does any one of you produce plastic bags? No. Does any one of you produce plastic water bottles? Does any of you own a car? I'm talking to the students now, the ones who are not grown-ups. Does any one of you own a car? Okay, some of you do, but most of you probably don't. Do you own a coal plant where you pollute the environment? You don't. These mistakes are being made by big companies, and they were made by the generations before you, not your generation, and probably not even my generation. So this is not your fault. You don't have to feel guilty for this. But this is your future. When your parents will be dead, you will still be around. When the CEOs of these companies are dead, when they're long retired or maybe even dead, you will still be on this planet and you will have to live with the problems that they have caused. So there are two things you can do. You can either just accept that and say, well, shit has hit the fan and there's nothing we can do. It's just the way it is. Or you can say, I am not going to be a part of this. I'm not going to support this. I am going to not buy plastic products. I am not going to work for a company that does that sort of thing. When you have a job interview, you can ask the company, hey, what about your sustainability measures? What do you do to protect the environment and to build a better society for the future? This is a very legit question, and you can ask that in a job interview. And maybe you end up in a company like Elite Travel, and I don't want to advertise Elite Travel now, but this was one of the first things that we asked Elvis. When we spoke to Elvis, we were like, hey, do you actually have a sustainability strategy? And then he told us, well, yeah, we're doing a lot of things. And you know Elvis, you know him by now, he gave us a half-hour lecture about the sustainability in his company. But it was great, because he told us about all these things that are happening. As you said, Elite Travel is certified now with Travel Life, which is a certification scheme
Partner.
basically, yeah, it's a partner.
Certified soon.
Travel Life, yeah.
Coming on the way.
Which is, there are basically certifications out there. There are people who check companies and see how sustainable they actually work. And that is something that no company has to do. They do it voluntarily, and maybe Travel decided to do that. They got in touch with Travel Life and asked them, hey, can you check whether we are sustainable or not? And Travel Life did it. Travel Life said, well, you still have a few things to do, but you're on a good way. And that's a good start. And you can ask companies this question. So when you get your first job, you can ask the company, do you have a sustainability plan? And if it's a good company, they will. But if they have never thought about that, then you should ask yourself, do I want to be part of this problem? Or do I want to go another way? And many of you will maybe start businesses in the future. Now, we've heard a lot about startups and entrepreneurship here. If you start a business, you can do it in a way that it doesn't harm the environment, that it doesn't harm people, or you can do it in a way where it causes a lot of damage. This is for you to decide. Just keep in mind, this is your future we're talking about here. I will probably be dead long before all of you die, so you have to live in this future. He doesn't, and Gary also doesn't. And maybe I don't. I don't know. Maybe I get 150 years old, but I'm not planning on doing that. So.
Yeah, I learned a lot in these 5 minutes.
Sorry.
You're
old. That is the message.
I must say, well, it's we can, of course, we are not able to change the world, but we can do little things. And tell you this morning, I'm staying in a nice hotel here, and the waiter said, well, what would you like for breakfast? And I said, well, this wonderful Albanian yogurt with some jam. And he said, yeah, that's no problem. We have jam in the little plastic things. And I said, oh, I've seen you have this wonderful fig jam, but it comes open, and I'd rather prefer that. I said, yeah, no problem. So it's a tiny little example, but you can, if you don't ask for it, you don't get it. And if you don't, in hotels and restaurants and cruise ships and whatsoever, if you don't even try to resist what my generation unfortunately has made a standard, the throwaway mentality. If you don't even try, then I think nothing will change. So we all have to start with ourselves. But of course, the real difference is made with the industry, and the big companies, and all that. So we arrived at
Shall I take a small commitment? Not for me, but I want that.
Please, Elvis.
Yeah. I think let's do one thing. Let's train our hotels in Elvis. Who's going to be put for a year? We can do this in 2-3 months. This is a small thing. You to train in our company, and you go to the hotels or something and take away the plastic from them. It's a small thing. It's very funny thing, yeah.
Actually, some of my co-students at university developed basically a how-to for hotels on how to become plastic-free in several steps. It's currently available in German, but I think we can translate that.
Is there anyone voluntary coming? I mean,
and maybe we can do that.
Raise the hand. Is anyone?
Yes, applause.
Only 2. Okay, that's good. Anyone else? The last call.
We are here. We are here.
Okay,
Yeah.
2 others are here. Okay. Okay, public 2.
Perfect.
2. You 2. 3. Anyone else? 4. Okay. 5, 6. Pia, could you please be where you are? Please, can you please get in contact with them, get the names, and then we start. Later, not now. You know, I know you are. Super. Thank you.
Very good. Action. There's nothing good unless you do it.
Yes,
in this
that's
world.
right.
Well, we talked yesterday about the older generation offering solutions which don't work anymore, and I think this is a perfect example that the way the older generation has lived and treated and mistreated this planet is certainly not a way that I'm proud to give to the next generation. So if youth, as Simon said, is your future, and you have to work that is changed. Don't do it like I did. Don't. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for being here.